What's going on, people? It is Friday. It's a good day, November 5th, and things are moving, man. I hope you guys have been paying attention. You know, the past couple of days, we talked about crypto.com and VeChain, and things are moving, so you gotta hit the bell notification icon so you can get notified every time we post anything, because this thing is very time sensitive. Leave it for one day or a couple of days, and it's pushing up 30%, 40%. And maybe 45%, you know, just something like what's happening with crypto.com right now. Things are pushing, VeChain is pushing. That's what we're going to discuss in this video. A lot of people are talking about, is it alt season or no? And even if it is alt season, all these alts are moving. Does that mean it's a sign of a top for Bitcoin? I don't really think so. I think things are different now. I think there's a lot more institutions. I think that everybody that got into the space, you know, when things were high up in January, February, up until March, I would say, before the big drop, all of these guys, you know, sold it to the bigger guys, to the bigger institutions at the 30K level. And now things, you know, are moving back up. I'm getting messages from everywhere, from friends. You know, everyone is interested in crypto again. And we definitely do see the search volume on Google Trends. People are searching for crypto. So that's good. Let's see what's going to happen. So a couple of days ago, we were talking. Yesterday, actually, I put out a crypto.com video and things exploded. So we'll talk. You know, what do you want me to talk about first? Maybe VeChain. I feel like you guys talk about VeChain a lot, or you like VeChain a lot. Anyway, so this is VeChain. A couple of days ago, we talked about this level specifically, the 16 cent level right here. We said that there's some, you know, there's going to be some resistance here, expect some resistance at the 16 cent level. And the reason why, if you guys don't know, this is trading light. I use it to trade mainly, and the reason why I want to use it, because it actually puts a heat map for me for the order book or the depth chart. And what that basically tells us, the levels that certain sellers and buyers are willing to sell or buy the coin, depending on whatever price level. So if we look at the heat map right here, you'll see all the way back in here, when we're dropping heavily, you start seeing this being printed on the screen. And this is telling us that, hey, there's a significant amount of buyers trying to buy. So they have their limit orders set. Every limit order that gets put into the market, it will show up here, and then this platform aggregates everything and just spits out a heat map to tell you that, hey, there's a significant amount of buy orders at this level right here. So what do we expect? We expect that that's where the support is. That's where things are going to bounce off of it, because we can't just move past this level and continue to drop unless these limit orders get filled. So this is the heat map. Whenever, you know, if it's green, it's somewhere in the 1.2 million shares, 14 million at the yellow. And we'll see here, I just have it filtered basically for anything between that. And you'll see that the more yellow it is, the more heavy that support or resistance is. And best believe we're going to react to it, man. There's a lot of, you know, nuance with looking at order books. There's a lot of hidden orders as well that won't show up on the screen here, but this one just at least makes us or lets us gauge the market, right? And there's so many ways for you to understand whether this thing is gonna is this just market spoofing, right? Do they want people to sell a lot here, thinking that's gonna drop, but it doesn't? It could be. And but you know, depending how long this order has been on, or this level has been on, or this yellow has been on, tells us a lot about whether it's legitimate or not, or whether it's just there to scare or lure traders in that are not experienced, which is why you need to, you know, subscribe to the channel, man. Anyway, so 16 cent region for VeChain. If you see here, when we dropped back in the day, back in June, July, you'll see here that these limit orders start to get printed here. Heavy orders, you know, leading from the 5 cent all the way down to the 4 cent region. And what happened? Boom, we move up, come back again, move up again. There's too much support here, man. Look what happened here. So once we broke out of the symmetrical wedge, we broke out of it, came back down to retest. I still don't think we retested it fully, but maybe there's too much excitement in the market. We need to see what the market tells us. We don't like to assume. I don't like to assume. I want the market to speak to me first, and I want to see first. You know, I don't want to FOMO and start buying it. But nonetheless, we saw this right here. I made the video a couple of days ago, and we saw that this was the level we're looking at, 16 cent. And look what happened, man. We just literally broke it today. These orders got filled. So what's going to happen here? Are we going to just maybe retrace back down, find support at these previous levels? We could be, but a lot of people wanted to sell here. We sold it to them, and there was actually enough buyers to break out of that. And now there aren't really a lot of buyers at the 16 cent region. So that's amazing to see. I wanted that wall to be broken. There's a lot that could be hidden behind this, but specifically for what's shown, I like this so far. Today is pretty, I would say, indecisive. We are range bound between the 14.4 all the way to the 16.3 cents. And yeah, you can see that there was some sort of battle because of this level over here. However, if we go to the 4-hour chart, we'll see that we do see some signs of exhaustion. We've been uptrending, just literally going up ever since September 28th. And yeah, things are looking good. So if we take this from here all the way to the top, what do we have? We have a 98% movement to the upside, right? So expect a lot of selling to happen. And that's what we saw. So now with these sellers out of the way, or, supposedly out of the way, what's going to happen? So in my opinion, just to give you a bit of a projection here of what's going to happen, I always refer back to the VPVR. It never fails me. It tells me exactly where supply and demand is. The next level, I know for a fact I have some sort of support all the way down to here. This to me is a buy zone. That's just for me. It's not a financial advice, or I'm not a financial advisor, but this level specifically here, this is the trading activity, which was a lot of accumulation. A huge battle happened at this level. I 100% expect some sort of support to be at around this level, from the 13 cent all the way down to the 11 cent region. But then again, since things are moving, you got to pay attention to lower time frames and see what's going to happen. This candle right here is telling me that there isn't indecisiveness. There is some sort of exhaustion from the buyers. Buyers really pushed heavy. They cleared out big levels. Now they might just take a second for a bit and wait for some sort of a drop before they accumulate more. So that's what we need to wait on to see. We broke this. Let's just wait for some sort of retracement and see what's going to be printed here. I don't really see that much of a big pattern overall. But all that's important for me right now is that I broke above this level. So in terms of support, I do expect VeChain to maybe drop back down to the 12 cent region. Highly unlikely in my opinion, anything below the 11 cent region, but anything is possible right now. So with Bitcoin's movement so far, and Ethereum and all that, and altcoins pumping, that could be a good sign, specifically yesterday for VeChain. Look at this nice candle. That's just telling you this complete dominance by the buyers. There's not even any signs of selling overall. This is telling us a lot about the confidence in the market. Whenever we see big bodied candles like this with like almost no wick to the top, tells you a lot about what's happening in the market. And it tells me that buyers are confident, they're in the market. Look what happens here, for example. As soon as you see something like this, large bodied candle, no wick to the upside, look at the follow through that comes in. So are we going to have some sort of a follow through coming up in the weekend? It's a good question, man. It's a very good question. I don't know. We need the market to actually let us know what's happening. But all we know is we're testing this region. We expect some sort of battle to happen, and it looks like buyers are winning so far.